Hey, Shania felt like a woman, and I feel like a dork. Hey,
How
Flashy Rooney
it
Head, how's things going? Or Flashy Dork, or whatever. Which name are you today?
flash as
Just,
always.
just Flash, just
Yeah,
Flash.
just it's a made up name anyway. It's not even my real name for crying out loud. I thought you knew that.
That's not your real name? Holy shit!
Nay, I have a slave name as you do. I just
Um,
don't like to use it. If I don't have to use my slave name, I'd avoid it.
ah, okay. I'm adjusting my volume. Adjusting the volume.
At the Dork Table on RLM.
Yeah, there you go.
How's
Okay.
that?
Hey, that sounded awesome. And actually, looking at yeah, I hope everything is coming through okie dokie smoky for everyone. Hey, Grimmy. Okay, let me say hey there to everybody real fast. I'm checking Twitter as well, and I think I'm going to go ahead and close it because shit, all the crap that's on there. I'm tired of the outside world. Um, Mary B and James Kingsley are listening in over from Facebook. And let's see, Grimmy is over there on that effing
AJ.
site. As well as, let me see who else is there. Looks like Katie Troxel is there, as well as the lovely TD Sanders, who is always sharing such fun things over here. And
Hello, everybody.
Estrella. Yeah,
Hey, wacky Estrella. How you
I know.
doing?
She's so awesome. And the lovely Mary B, as well as myself, because, well, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be able to see who was here, would I? Would I? Is that
Yeah,
like a
you got
carved
your
out
dork
eye?
hat on.
Yeah, I know. I do have my door cat on. I need to get me one of those unicorn thingies to put on my headphones though. I want to have a
Oh,
unicorn horn on my headphones.
I already got a unicorn horn.
I don't want to. I'll talk to Cirque later, okay? Or maybe I won't. Maybe I don't want to know. Okay.
Well, there's only one. I mean, it's not like I got two.
Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, over here in the RLM, which is the place that you need to be, or at least in the RLM chat. We have Asmo right up top, closely
On
followed
top.
by Barman, who is always having to give Asmo some kind of beverage or carry around an ashtray behind him or God knows what else, because, well, that's Asmo and that's the way he rolls. I also see the lovely Beth A is here. How you doing? Oh, wait, I just see Chloe said something about sizing up a scrawny ass. Hey, woman, what you talking about?
Ah.
I'm so excited. I know I'm
Wow.
easily excited, but still. Hey there, look who's here. Hi, Darth Roams.
Yeah.
I love doing
That's
that.
what that see now that's exactly why you're at this table, Mary.
Oh. I'm not afraid to be a
See,
dork.
no, there's just sometimes where being an adult is just so fucking boring.
Mm-hmm.
You may continue. I see Grimnir is following Darth Rose.
Yes, Grimmy is, and that's because Grimmy's the last one with the at sign by his name because well, he's the one bringing up the rear and picking up the mess and saying, "All right, y'all, you don't clean up this shit, bada boom," because he is kaboom in the RLM.
Well,
He can kaboom you right out of the chat
how
at least.
how come oh. Oh, that's Hans talking shit. I thought okay, got it.
Hans is talking shit. Hans is always talking shit. That's okay. We'll let him.
That's what Hans does.
It
We should just
is.
call him ass instead, but that would be rude. So we'll just call him Hans instead.
Okay, that works. Okay, I also see Alias is here from Down Under. How you doing, sweetheart? As well as Chalcedony, and I saw Chalcedony log in earlier today, so yes, I know that is at least someone, maybe bot, maybe not. Um, and the lovely
Wow.
Circolo is here, and she told a funny joke, and yeah,
Hello, sir.
she's not going to live longer, but it's going to seem like it.
Because she lives Because she lives with a dork.
There you go. She not only lives with one, she married one on purpose even.
Yeah,
Damn.
we weren't even. Yeah, there you go.
Gee, she didn't knock you up or nothing.
Nah, she tried. Didn't work.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah.
practice. I
I
also
suppose.
I also see Chloe, and Chloe is here. She's the hippie. She's the other hippie chick in here, besides myself. And look, there's Flash Dork. Yay!
Oh, yeah.
My co-host,
Yeah.
who's
Oh,
loitering.
that guy.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
know that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Better than you think.
I also see IB Doncy and IB Doncy work. Damn, dude, you are an overachiever. And looky there, Java Doctor too, who had an omelet earlier today and shared it with his little one, and that's so sweet. Normally, I have a fork right there going, get away. I don't make omelets often, so it's mine. You know, little ones are so good at that. P. Bunyan is here. Not out
Hey,
felling
Bunyan.
trees, I see. That's okay. Oh, hello. Was that a motorcycle?
Oh, yeah, that was my.
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
That was a real bike trolling down the road.
Cool. And Vinny.
They got bikers here.
Oh, you got bikers there? Danish
Yeah, real
bikers.
ones.
So are they biker
Imagine
pastry?
a fucking thing like that. Bikers in another country besides the States.
I know.
Yeah. Amazing, huh?
Well, I've heard that they have bikers down in Australia, but they're not allowed to travel in pairs because they're troublemakers, don't you know?
What a free country to live in. Huh?
I know, ain't it great?
Hey, B, what you doing? Speaking of living
Yep.
free in Aussie land.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's see. Who else is here? Oh, Atomic Punk, which I think Atomic Punk and Clank and Darkspawn are all over here from Sock Puppets chat. But welcome aboard, guys, if you're listening in, or gals, or whomever you may be. Hey there, hi there, ho there. And yeah, the Dork Bee is here, which, you know, there is no bee better than the Dork Bee. That's just all there is to it. Dork Bee doo.
I don't know. Oh, you tell me, oh wise one.
Maybe a wise ass one, but yeah.
Call it.
etc. is here, as well as Grammy Dork and Grams, which that's my multiple
That's you.
personality thing going on. So watch out, because my evil twin is in the room.
Cool.
Grendel is also here, and looky, I know who that RLM 48371 is. That's Hansel. Hey, Grendel, Hansel's here incognito. Where is Cognito? Is it a neato place to be?
I don't know. Well, but if he's there, I'll stay where I'm at. Thank you.
Juana Taco is here. How you doing, sweetheart? As well as Kozu and Kamek and Nelson Dubois. I just love saying that. It's so fun. It's like I get to do facial exercises when I say that word. Nelson
crap.
Dubois.
Shit, you could do Kegels while you say that, too.
I don't know. I might sound a little funny if I start doing that shit. I'd be bouncing all over the place.
I'm going to open a gym, and we're going to do Kegel exercises today.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. No, I'm not even going to go there. Okay, pawn sauce is here, which is a special kind of sauce, and I really don't want to know. And looky there, the lovely Kate is here. Okay, are you on the wrong RLM feed? All you're getting is music? I don't know what to tell you, sweetheart. I switched it over. It's working. So, refresh, hon.
Will we be able to survive without him? I wonder.
I don't know.
I'm going to do okay. Hope you're all
Will
right.
ya? Okay. Yeah, that was RLM 48371 that was chiming in saying all they're getting is music. And honey, I played a little Shania because, man, I feel like a woman. But
Uh-oh.
Oh Lord.
Oh
And
shit! I better go put my pants on for the show. In a minute. I'm not ready
oh,
yet.
see, is that what happened when you were hanging out and broadcasting with Grimmy? Because Grimmy, okay, that's a whole other story. In any case, hi Hansel, and looky there, rounding out the crew is the one, the only, the sock puppet. So, hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody in the RLM chat, and everyone else that's listening out there in Spreakerland, or on rlmradio.xyz, or the RLM tune-in station, or the RLM internet radio station. Hi! Yes, you have that look on your face like you're actually thinking. And should I be
Me?
afraid? Yes, you.
Wait. Wow. I was just lighting this. Okay.
Oh.
Anyway, D's and D's, gather around the bong, and we will entertain an idea today that I'm sure has crossed all your delicate minds, future, past, and present. And this idea is social conventions. Why do we do them? Like shaking hands and being cordial. These certain little rules that we have, the unspoken laws of society. Why do we do those?
I wonder if maybe the handshaking thing comes from, showing your hand open hand so that someone can see you are not armed, and therefore
Yeah, yeah.
your open
It's a
hand with
Roman.
their,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've heard that story told from the Roman times as well. Yeah, the soldiers would show they weren't there to be violent, blah, blah, blah. And now here we are in the 21st century where you can make a weapon out of shit you have in your basement that would not be a firearm, but it would probably be lethal. And people don't communicate with each other anymore. Now everybody runs around on a cell phone talking to their people, on Twitter.
Yeah, looking at that little screen. Yeah.
Even here, yeah. So I didn't. I got a cell phone for my mom and to talk to my wife, and maybe 2 calls in a week on that phone. Sometimes maybe none. Depends. But that's as connected to the world outside of the internet that I'm ever gonna get.
Ah. Well.
Well, remember early. Okay, so you're telling me, well, I'm doing this thing on the way home from work on the phone, and the first thing I think of is you're texting because we're on Skype, right?
Uh-huh.
And you had to explain it to me that no, you're recording in your voice. And why didn't I just imagine that in the first place? No, all the bad news and bad information that I've gotten take me right to you're texting while you're driving. That's how conditioned I've gotten.
Well, and it's called talk to text anyway, but I was using it for my memo thing.
Talk to text.
I know. Well, you just,
Amazing.
instead of texting to someone, you just push the little microphone and then you say. The only problem with that talk to text thing is it doesn't use any punctuation. And so you have this massive run-on sentence. And you just kind of go, So,
I'll be right back. 1 second.
Okay. Well, hey, I get to fly solo. So, okay, I'm going to read what Hansel put in here. Says he's thinking about going to start a radio show on Spreaker, and I think I'll have a few friends co-host with me. We'll call it Real Science. Is this Real Science? Was that Val Kilmer? In any case, no, that wasn't Val Kilmer. That was the one with what's her face, Kelly LeBlanc or LeBrock, whatever. Yeah, the gal that they hooked up the little electrodes to the Barbie doll, and here she showed up in the bathroom doorway. In any case, let's see. This is a show where every week we tear apart the latest stupid internet memes like Flat Earth. And also we find junk science websites and go story by story to tell people why the stories are wrong and or just lies. Honey, excuse me, science, damn it all. So, I know I've said this before and I'm going to say it again because where I live, the earth is flat. So therefore, flat earth. Excuse me.
Argue with that. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's my reasoning. I
Well,
I don't care if it's globular or shaped like a
yeah.
banana or right flat and riding around on the back of 3 or 4 elephants that are walking in circles on the back of a giant turtle. I really don't care. The shape
Yeah.
really does not make a
Well,
shitting bit of difference to me on a day-to-day basis. So long as gravity keeps me from flying off into outer space or whatever force you wish to call it. Although I would truly appreciate it if gravity would quit working on the girls quite so much because yeah, you know, it happens. But
you can polish your toenails, huh?
not quite. I'm not. No, no, no. That's that's my 2 little sisters.
That'd be a hell of a position to get into. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Never
Okay,
mind.
I am
My
not.
wife came online and I just saw Dork line and I went, "Oh man, what have I done?"
Mary, I have the Hillary bug. No, I took a drink and apparently the breathing tube doesn't like having liquid going down it. I know
Well,
it's weird when I use science like that. Yeah,
it's like they say, Hillary's just awesome and amazing.
yeah, yeah. Okay, it's weird science. I'm sorry, Hans. Oops. I did
Movie.
enjoy that movie though. I thought it was quite entertaining. And I
Good
may just have
science.
to weird science. Yeah. I may have to watch that this evening. That will be my evening entertainment. I'll have fur babies gathered around and probably 1 or 2 in my lap and yeah,
Mm.
I'll sit there and watch weird
Is
science.
fear real or imagined?
Fear is something that's imagined that you make real because hi Becky I am because they are finding out
Becky.
that there is so much space between atoms
Oh, huh. Oh, yeah.
that all of
Who's
that's
finding it out?
Nassim Harum, bunch of physicists.
Do you know him?
Not personally.
Well, then don't trust him.
Well, I just think it's quite fast, and I really
Well, I
do.
don't
I
trust
mean,
anybody I can't talk to in the same room. That's my law.
okay, well,
I saw the light. I tried to trust the world, and Grimm told me, "Hey, it's semantics." So I went, "You know what? You're right. Now I don't trust any of you fucking people, unless you're
see,
in the room with me. Then I'll trust you."
and I trust everybody to behave in a manner that feeds their base instinct.
I don't know. I'm just well. Anyway, my question though, right?
Yes.
Is fear real or is fear imagined? And would that change from person to person that you ask? Because there's some things that people have phobias about that are very real. Spiders or I don't know, dogs attacking them. Shit, that really happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other phobias like I
Like
don't know.
Asteroid 2016 or
No, no, no. Something that's common, like a child's fear of the dark, or even adult. Fear of the dark, fear of the unknown doesn't quite balance. So I've always wondered about that particular fear. What's the fear about? And that brought me to the question. It's real to the person that has it,
yeah.
or are they just imagining that they're afraid of it because of something that they were taught?
I almost wonder if it's not a instinctual thing.
Hmm.
Like way back.
Well, I have a fear of drowning. I would hate to die drowning. That's like, ugh. But I can swim.
Uh huh.
But and I've been a swimmer my whole life, but I don't really enjoy being in water. It's not like a preference. It's like I had to, you know,
Huh.
because my deep instinct is I have this fear of drowning.
See, and my mother has this fear of candles.
It
She
doesn't keep me
she
out of the water though.
yeah.
See, But
Well, and
so a
that's the way
fear of
my
the
mom
dark,
is. Mom is afraid of
but
candles because she's afraid of a place,
fire,
them catching the place on
fire.
fire.
Yeah,
And
good.
she still has candles around and she uses them when the
Mhm.
electricity goes out, but she's still
Yeah,
got that.
yeah. Well, it still makes me wonder because I think one person would say one thing and it would just go on and on and on and there would never really be a consensus of, well, it's like this. I think people, when you break things down, they find that their things have nothing to do with what you think they have to do with. Like fear got nothing to do with fear. I could trip and break my neck. I'm just being, common. I'm using common sense. It's not a fear. It's a, I'm not doing that. And I think, well, I'll find out when I get there.
Hmm.
Oh, all right. When I first went to Scotland in the 90s to go visit my parents, where they were on this island called Westry
Hmm.
out in the Orkneys. And my first day, I just get there. There's only two roads on this island. You can't get lost. But what I wasn't counting on wasn't the getting lost. It was the 4 pints and the pitch dark that I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. So,
Ah.
but I only missed my folks' house by one house.
Ah.
And I only fell off the road one time into the ditch.
Well, at least you didn't fall off the island.
No, that would have,
Then you would
no.
have had to swim.
No, that would have been pretty bad. But it was so dark. I had my hand in front of my face and could not see it. That's how pitch black it was. Nobody told me. Nobody warned me. I'm out drinking like a bonehead someplace I don't know. But I had a roundabout idea how to get back where I started. And I only missed it by one house. And the people that answered the door said, no, you're looking for Link's house. It's over there.
Ah. Well, see, that does happen, but and out here we do get it that dark occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
It is a freaky thing, and I think that fear is more of a unknown what is out there to trip you. Like the whole having to get up in the middle of the night when you have kids and stepping on a Lego kind of thing. It's that kind of
What kind of thing would
you
that
you
be?
shuffle along in the dark, hoping that you don't step on like a Lego, or you don't run into a coffee
Yeah.
table that just miraculously jumped out and broke your little toe. That kind of shit. So,
Oh,
the fear of the dark I can understand. When it
really?
becomes debilitating, that's where I don't understand it. But yeah,
Mm.
I can understand. But I think that is an instinctive thing. If
Hmm.
you
Okay.
can
Well,
hear
that's a
things,
thought
but
I've
you
never thought
can't
of. Yeah.
see it. So
Yeah.
it causes you to be concerned or nervous or whatever. I don't know that it's
Yeah. Whatever your
necessarily.
reaction is.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
But
guess if somebody was in love with the dark, that would give you a cause to worry, right?
if
Yeah.
someone loved being in the dark, then I would be going, "What are you doing in the
Wow.
dark?"
Yeah. What's wrong with you? Yeah. What's wrong with you, man? Were you breastfed by a pit bull? What is your problem?
What you
Anyway,
doing?
I want to stay away from the shit you're burning. Anyway.
Well, I don't
Okay.
know.
So I get these little ideas run through my mind, and sometimes I just feel like asking you
Yeah, well, see,
because
and like
everyone cheats.
Kate says she's
E-
afraid of heights and confined places. Heights, I
Yeah.
do not
Oh,
like
yeah.
heights.
See?
Not at all. I mean, I
Wow.
even watch a video that's showing someone looking down from a high place, and I
Yeah.
start getting queasy. But I
Wow.
know where that stems from because,
Yeah.
we used to, as kids and having lots of brothers, I have to put that in there. We used to play like Tarzan and all this other fun shit in the trees down by the creek.
Yeah.
And there were a few times that I had a couple of brothers that used to think it was quite funny to say, girls can't play this because this is a boy thing. You need to get out of the tree. And instead of handing me the rope to be able to swing out, they just push me out. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Sweethearts.
Well, sibling rivalry or
No, I
brotherly
only,
love, whatever you want to call it. But I
only
survived.
had one
Apparently,
yeah,
I bounce quite well.
confinement. Well, so much was is your fear based on something that's real, or is it based on something you think? Maybe that was the what I'm looking for a better way to ask the thing I was thinking, because imagined is kind of vague.
Yeah.
I was thinking you might not have the experience, but you know the outcome of us. Like me and drowning. I've
Yeah.
never drowned. I've been swimming my whole damn life, but I don't really enjoy it. But my doesn't mean my fear is any, you know, real or less real one way or the other. But it doesn't stop me from water. I just don't like water.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like the swimming, but it's good for you, it keeps you healthy and all that crap. Yeah. But then again, we have our personal likes and dislikes that are really deep rooted, and uh, you don't often get a chance to sit and get to an answer by yourself. You need other people to talk about it with to get you through it.
Yeah.
Find out what they did, and if they did something that was similar to you, find out how they coped with it. What did they do about it? Like the driver's license thing.
Mm-hmm.
My advice was get a license or be ready to go to jail if they get you. And I figured, fuck it, I'll be ready to go to jail if they get me. And here I sit.
Yeah. See, and
Because
I think there's a difference between fears that are based on actual experiences and fears that
Mhm.
are based on what you imagine might happen.
Yeah, see, that's where I was going with the driver's license. I was never afraid of being pulled over. And I drove without documents in America for about 14 years, uh, at, maybe longer than that. But I mean, after the last time I had a driver's license was like 87. But I went periods without needing a car. And
Yeah.
then when I did need a car, there's always someone that had a car, so I drove it.
Yeah. See,
But the fear, okay, but that's what I mean. The fear of being pulled over wasn't with me, but the awareness of it was.
yeah.
So that, yeah, so I'm thinking maybe if I would have imagined, oh, I'm going to get in trouble, blah, 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 then that would have brought the fear to a different level that makes me a target to the predator.
Yeah, cuz they can smell it.
Can they?
You know, I really do think some people can sense, when you're afraid of them, and therefore they get more aggressive, or they can sense when you're uncomfortable around them, so they get more in your face. I know people like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I try and avoid them cuz it's like I don't need your shit. I don't need to be around you. Just back off. Leave me the hell alone. I'll stay
Yeah.
around.
I'm at the grocery store this morning. I'd like to go to the grocery on a Saturday. And there was a person ahead of me had a lot of stuff, and this kid comes up with two things. Said, go ahead. But I'm really short, and I can't reach certain things until I get around him, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
And he's a big 6'3" kid. He says, oh, I got that. He says, I remember when I couldn't do that. And I looked at him and I said, no, you fucking can't. And he started laughing because he's so big. He goes, yeah, I know. I have trouble with the showers. And I said, I know. I got a big little brother, so I'm familiar. But just the way that I talk doesn't insult the right people. You know, there's some people out there that they go with it. They flow with it.
Hmm.
Mm. And I got a lucky thing for encountering those kind of folk here when they're out and about. Go
Well,
figure.
see, and that's where I really kind of understand the whole vibe thing. You know, when people say that I just got vibes off of this person, like,
Yeah.
you
Absolutely.
you meet someone and you just instantly connect with them,
Yeah.
or you walk into a room and you just instantly have this feeling of something ain't right here. You know, there is
Uh,
a real it's tangible.
uh-huh.
And they're talking in
It's
the chat.
measurable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. They're talking in the chat about the herd mentality, and yes,
Mm.
it is. And really, that I shared a link earlier today over on the effin site where they had proved, or scientifically proved, which, yes, once again, I don't know these people. I don't know how they gathered their evidence. I don't know how they put it together, any of that shit. But
Mm.
it made sense to me where, I have seen it so many times where you can see people. You have this little cluster of people, they're over here chit-chatting, they're having a good old time, and then you insert one person who is not of that vibe, and then the people actually start, doing a little squirmy, and then the mood starts shifting, and next thing you know, if that one person is vocal enough, they can shift the whole mood of just that one little group. It's wild to see that, but it is like it's a tangible thing. And so that's
Yeah.
why a lot of times when you see like these you see a protest that is being a very
Mm.
peaceful protest, and
Mm.
nobody's dicking with
Doing
anybody.
anything.
They're just out there, feeling good being with
Associate.
other people that are of like mind on this one situation, and then you inject one person that is going to use that like mindedness and steer it towards the dark side. And it happens a lot. And the
Well,
thing
yeah,
is,
they call them politicians, educators, and clergy.
yeah, yeah.
The
See,
opposition.
and what I think we need to start doing is we need to, as soon as we sense someone like that in a group, we
Mm.
need to not necessarily physically confront them, but most definitely try and counteract whatever vibe they're putting out there. Not by being more aggressive than they are, because that's what they understand and they
That's
know
what
how
they
to
want.
combat that.
Yeah.
You need to confront them with, taking people, no, we really don't need to go there. See how this is working, and see
Mm.
how we don't have to be harming anyone. We don't have to be destroying
See,
anyone.
Mary, Dork B. My imagination is my worst enemy regarding fear.
That's
So,
true.
okay, all right. Now, but I'm saying the way that I asked it was very specific. It wasn't, I don't know, I don't think it translated, well, when I said it out loud, it didn't translate the way I'd intended it to, but B got it.
Yeah.
So, okay, but she got it the way I said it, not. I'm struggling for words to define what I mean by imagined, because that implies that it's not real. When sometimes you can imagine things that haven't happened, but they're going to. You know it. There's no way that you can explain to somebody else how you know it, but you know it.
Yeah.
And then it happens just like you thought, and boom, there you are.
Mhm.
And we all have that experience. I mean, come on. Even a broke clock is right twice a day.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, your imagination is your worst enemy when it comes to,
So
because it can feed that fear.
I was watching that Cliff that Keith Richards program on Netflix the other day, and the old man is he's still strumming, he's still around. I don't even think he's smoking cigarettes anymore. He's kind of broken. He's aged a few. But I listened to the thing, and at the end, they asked him a question about his longevity kind of thing, and he said, "I'm evolving." And I
Cool.
grabbed onto that one. I'm evolving. And there's a guy that's 70 fucking thousand years old, plays guitar like a 40-year-old, and just he's living out the end of his days. And he had a wild life, that boy.
Oh yeah.
He
Oh
was, yeah, he was a bit of a, well, punk, I would say, in his young days when he was in his 20s. Violent fighter, all that shit. And then, you get a lot of these people that they look at the way they dress or the hair and they go, wow, blah, blah, blah. I saw a video of Keith, guy bum rushes him on the stage. And during a song, he takes the guitar off, grabs it by the neck, swings it at the guy, puts it back on, and goes into the song wherever he was supposed to come in at.
yeah.
In one quick fucking motion. And it was like, wow, while he's loaded. So, yeah. And it's things like that woke me up to all this total bullshit we get from people like Hans about pot. Fuck. Everybody smokes pot unless they're stupid. You have to be so blind to the reality of life. You can make tea out of it. You can use it as an additive in your food. There's a lot of shit to do with this stuff. So I really get pissed off when I hear people like Hans ranting and rotting about, oh, you potheads, wait. It's, the world is a fucking shithole because of people that don't want to smoke pot. That's the whole fucking point. The people that do smoke it wouldn't tolerate the shit that we doing now.
And see, that's to me is just the tool that they're using. That's just one little thing that they have grasped onto. But the
how do you make an enemy
the deeper thing though is they want to control what other people do. That's
right.
That's what bothers me is these people out there that seem to think that they know so much better than everyone else, and by God, you better do it or I'm going to send thugs with guns to make you do it. That's what
I would just say, here, you smoke it or you don't. If you don't want it, try it first before you say no. But I mean, come on. There'd be no guns pointed at your head to smoke it. That'd be the ignorant shit you do. Anybody that think about, how could a person grow up, hit their 20s, and the first thing they want to do is go run around pointing guns at people? What kind of wacko fucking people do we have?
Well, it is the conditioning that's been going on for quite some time. And it is based on fear.
She hurt her foot.
Okay, I got to go for a minute.
Okay.
Take over.
Okay, I will do that.
All right.
Okay, so Flasheroony Head has an issue with Miss Hannah. Gosh darn it. Poor little baby girl hurt her foot. So, how's everybody doing? Wow, this is weird. I'm used to doing this on my own, and till now I'm going, what the fuck? So, okay, you can interpret it that way, Hans, but I think what he was trying to get at was actually these people that go around and say, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, that's bad, and I'm going to make you stop doing that, even though they've either, number one, never tried it to know for sure that it's bad, or if they're just going off of other people's information. And believe me, if you go off of other people's information, you have to actually ask them, how did they come up with that information? How did they compile the data? Did they compile the data in such a manner as to make it support their preconceived notion already? So, those are the questions that I ask a lot of times, because I've seen so many times when people take, they'll say, we did a study or we did a survey or whatever. And I've been part of some of those lovely little surveys where they ask you questions and then they compile the information, or the questions that they ask are quite leading, so that what you think you're answering, you're not really answering, because that's not the direction they were taking the whole polling system. So when you finally get to see the results, you go, wait a minute, that's not what the hell they were asking me. How'd you come up with this shit? It's called word games, and that's how people do that.
Well, that's what our society is based on.
Yeah. It is.
Sleight of hand, bullying, threats, extortion, all the things they call law are all the things that they do to you with your implied consent or your conned out of you consent or force, or the fear of force. Some people are afraid of being shot by police.
Yeah. Well,
I'm one of them.
That's one of those things that I would just as soon avoid.
Right. But as we all know, these guys are so afraid of us, they're shooting first. And they don't even care if you're armed or not.
Yeah. And Chloe?
Kiss my ass, Hans. You say that stupid shit about weed all the time, you butt lick. I'm tired of your bullshit.
Breathe, breathe. And Chloe,
Yeah, but
yeah, I
we
have
we
tried
know.
things that I said I don't like.
Yeah,
There
and then
are
you
some.
decide.
Yeah, then I decide. And yeah, there are some times where I think, God, that smells absolutely horrendous. But when you taste it, it's like, okay, it's not
Yeah.
totally horrid, but I'm not going to go there again.
Yeah, yeah, because the nose smell. Yeah, your palate and your nose are connected somehow.
Well,
It's
actually,
hard to enjoy food you don't enjoy the smell of.
see, and okay, here's another survey or another study. Uh,
Mm.
they say that like 70% of your tasting is actually the smelling of it. So
Yeah,
if you have a stopped up nose, you things don't taste good or they don't have a taste at all. That's because an awful lot of the taste sensor, it's not just the taste buds. Taste buds only do so much. You know, it's the it's that olfactory um, that that's what helps for you to
Mm.
actually taste and enjoy things. It's I don't know. I don't know shit. I don't know
There you
anything.
go. All right.
I don't
See,
know shit. Other
and
than when I step in it.
and just because I have an opinion that you don't share does not mean that I am wrong. Just means you don't believe it. But to put people in prison and all this other horse shit because they smoked some pot or had some in possession, that's just bullshit. And the people that do it know it. It's not like it's oh, they just recently discovered. No, they've known this stuff the whole time. They buried and lied about it for 80 years. So being allowed to do who the fuck do these people think they are? That's what I want to know. And if you're gonna bash shit, you're gonna bash pot smokers because you read a fucking book and you don't agree with smoking pot. Well, that's wonderful, but it's bullshit. And there's 10 ways to use weed anyway. I bet you could probably shoot it
Ew, I don't like needles.
if you wanted to. I'm just being sarcastic. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you can smoke it, you can eat it, you can drink it, you can stick it in body parts. THC will find its way, because your body's an amazing machine. Yeah, can you imagine if for a day you had to tell your body all the shit that it needs to do to survive
You wouldn't get
consciously?
anything else done.
Be dead in 10 minutes. I mean, how
Probably.
many billions or gazillions? Well, they say, I'm going with the common, the convention, the social convention
Hmm.
of what's common knowledge. And some of it was a lot of bullshit, and some of it is a lot of not bullshit. I can't figure out which is true and which ain't. So I came to the negative side and went, wow, you know what? If they're going to lie to me about how money is made, then they lied about everything because everything's based on money.
Well,
Every decision, everything you do in your life, it involves or requires money.
see, and to
And there
me,
isn't any.
it just comes down to if someone lies to you about the little things, then
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
my mind just automatically goes, so the big things are called into question as well. Because if they're willing to lie to you about a little thing like, does my butt look big? Which that could be a big thing to some people, depending on how big the butt is. But, someone's going to
Good
lie
for
about
Beck.
little stuff like that. Little
Well, right,
things that
but
don't have a massive consequence to them.
wasn't it you that put out that link about the reasons that people lie, or maybe I just saw it on the YouTube thing. They do these studies, and they
Yeah.
actually they sit with you and explain how they do this stuff, and they trick
Oh,
people into
yeah.
thinking shit
Mm-hmm.
to prove that if like they were doing a test and they pretended to put the test in a shredder,
Yeah.
and you got paid for every answer, but you thought your test was being shredded, and they found out that the majority of the people lied.
Yeah.
The shredder just took the ed. Okay, that was you.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's what I mean. Society is based on bullshit. Therefore, it makes us, when we behave in our society, our foundation is bullshit. So the results that we get when they're bad are expected. These things are not surprises to the society. This is the end result they're looking for to keep us fighting.
Yeah.
And it works. It works great. It'll always work because we're not alike. We're similar, some of us, but we're all different. And all these little groups that you can join now have made it even better to be different.
Well, it makes it easier to control when they divide you into groups.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, can you believe this? The crap that's going on now. I mean, wow. Riots. Are those riots really happening in Charlotte, North Carolina?
I have no idea.
It looked real to me.
Shit. I see
Right.
shit.
I saw links, but I mean, it looked real to me. But then they showed, like, the film was, some bit of it was people walking down the road, and other bits of it were kids kicking in glass windows. But I don't know Charlotte, so I didn't know, was that a building in Charlotte, or was that a film from Philadelphia and they threw it in there to to misdirect, like they often do.
Well, yeah, there's an awful lot of misdirection going on. There's an awful lot of plants and trolls and whatever else you wish to call them out there. I could probably talk to one of my nephews. I got a couple of nephews in that neck of the woods and find out really quickly.
Well, I've been lied to all my whole life. I mean, crying out loud. What McNamara just come out and said, Tonking never happened. Went, wow. All these, I mean, come on. What is it going to take? It's going to be another 50 years, and they'll be telling everybody how wonderful Obama was as president because he was the first black one.
See, and it's one of those funny little things where they tell all these lies, and they've got everybody convinced that in order to get along in polite society, you need to make excuses for why they told those lies. Oh, well, it's because. Oh, well, it was. Oh, and it's like, well. That's a very deep subject for a shallow mind.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I get so tired of hearing all of this. Oh, well, really? I don't know. Please explain it to me. I would love to know.
What? Well, I don't know what you mean.
Well, all these, you have this stuff where like, okay, so they didn't find any weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Oh, well, so damn insane was so damn insane that we had to go over there and take him out. So that justifies it. I posted, a video over on Facebook. And I love my brother, I really do, but there are times when he and I get into, because we get into some rather uncomfortable discussions, I guess is a nice way of putting it. Because, I posted a video that was showing a lot of the carnage that is going on in Syria right now.
Okay.
Dead babies. That kind of stuff. And it's like, and all I did was, why? Why is this going on? There is zero justification for this shit to be going on. And bless his heart, he started in on the snarky answer, and then he went into, well, those terrorists are hiding behind the children, and what do you want us to do?
Wow.
And it's like, no. There is no fucking justification for blowing babies to bits. None.
From stone, they're throwing stones in bottles, and they're getting shot and bombed. It's real fair.
Well, there is no justification for that. None.
Well, okay, and if you would have asked any of my neighbors in Jacksonville, what would you do if the neighborhood got attacked? They'd said, defend it. Okay, well, what do you think the people are doing where you're going?
Yeah.
Why is it any different? Because their government has a bad leader, makes the people what? And we're all scammed and hustled with this. Be loyal to your, what country bullshit, and so that these bankers can do this to us.
Well, and who says he's a bad leader? I mean, if the people over there like him, if they're
Everybody's
getting
a
along
no, no,
just
no, no.
fine, then
Yeah, but stay
who
out of it.
are
Leave it alone.
we to say that
Yeah.
he's a bad leader? Is it because he won't play the game the way we, as in our government? I'm using we very loosely there.
Yeah.
But our government wants to take him out. He's not a legitimate leader because we said so.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
fucking deal. Who the
I know.
hell are you?
Yeah, that's what I say, and they tell me I'm in charge.
Yeah, I'm
We got
large.
the
I'm in
jails.
charge.
We got the jail. They got the jails and the guns. What the fuck are you supposed to do to fight that? It's easy to talk a big fucking game and, oh, I'm going to fight to the bitter end. And it's another fucking thing to have to do it. Because these pricks kick the door in at 4 a.m. and shoot first and wait until the smoke clears. And you will not get up to talk about it. And this is the people you're going to defend yourself against. And they're the ones that are there. They don't even have a duty to protect you. That's
These
why
are-
they get
yeah.
away with the shit they do.
Yeah. These are the ones that are there to protect you. And who's going to
No,
protect you? No. They're the ones that are here to protect you. And who's going to protect you from your protectors?
Right, but they're not duty bound by the Constitution or by the
Yeah.
Constitution or any of
So
that.
this-
SCOTUS ruled they have no duty to protect you as a person.
So
You're
the
on your own
SCOTUS
out there.
so the SCOTUS ruled. Uh-huh.
And so, but they're playing this game that they tell us one thing and they physically do something else. And then they go to Admiralty Court and speak another language we don't understand. And then what the fuck happened? Nobody knows.
Well, see, and my whole thing with the SCOTUS is, number one, they're not supposed to be there to make law, which is what they've been
No,
doing
no,
for years and
interpret law.
years and
Yeah.
years. What they're doing is, and they are basing damn near all of their decisions on precedents, which, no, it's not supposed to be based on precedents. It's supposed to be the job of the SCOTUS is to interpret the law, and if it is constitutional or not. So,
No, I've
I
got
mean,
the
if you're
basis
going
of
if you're
that,
going to
too.
have rules, then you need to know the fucking rules. So the SCOTUS, if you know, their job is to take the Constitution and then look at whatever law was written, and if it violates anything in that Constitution, no, not a living, breathing, morphing document, the fucking Constitution. And if it says, if there's anything in there that goes against anything in the Constitution, then you have to throw the whole goddamn thing out. That's how they do it with anything else that they don't like. They go, oh, no. This is fruit of the poisonous tree, so therefore it all goes out. And everything after that, it all goes out, and you can't even consider it.
Isn't
Okay,
it amazing,
you can't consider it over here and over here. Oh yeah, well, you know, seeing as how we're the ones that read the rules and we're the ones that interpret the rules, we can consider whatever the hell we want, but you have to go by the little bullshit that we tell you. Nah. Makes me nuts.
And the people go along with all this crap.
Yeah.
Oh, but we've started a ruckus.
I see
in
that.
the RLM.
I
And
see
how
that.
do you wish to? Would you like to participate, Mary? You seem talkative today.
Yes, I am extremely talkative. And you
Man.
know the whole thing about Assad? Okay,
Yeah.
it depends
No,
on
I
if we're
don't.
talking.
I don't know.
Well, if we're talking about so damn insane, or if we're talking about Assad, because Assad is the terrorist du jour right now. That well, he's not really a leader because we don't approve of him and we don't think the elections were real. That's the pot calling the kettle black.
Well, that's
Wow.
just one. Yeah, that's one example of
Well,
it.
they
But
did.
the other is
They did the
well,
same
the
damn
other
thing with
is
Gaddafi.
fluoride. Wait a minute. Fluoride in the water. Roundup on the food in America.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And here's somebody talking about somebody killing people, poison people. So, what business is it of ours? If that's where they live and it's their life, why are you interfering in it? You know, it's like where I live. I don't want anybody interfering in this. Leave it alone. It's fine. Stay away.
Well, and that's what I mean by the pot calling the kettle black. You know, we're
Right,
calling
exactly.
him out for
Yeah.
poisoning his own people or whatever, which people you need to stop and realize that our government actually probably gave him a lot of the shit that he
She
used.
was okay. Now she says
Okay,
she was referring
she's
to
referring to
Hussein.
Hussein. Okay, Hussein
So the
got an
same
awful
thing.
lot of his big boy toys from the US.
He was a big CIA guy. They put him in there in power.
Yes. Yes.
And when he decided he was too big to play with the CIA, they took him out.
Yes, they did. But see,
But
to
they saw
me
a
it's
chance to put
like,
a central bank in.
how dare we go over and bomb the freedom into these people? We're going to make you free to roam the spirit realm because we're going to take you out of your meat suit. And by the way, while we're doing that, we're going to destroy all the structures around you too, so that that are still living, well, they're free to try and rebuild. But so, I get so frustrated with this stuff.
Well, yeah,
We're being a fucking midget in an elevator. Step out of the goddamn elevator.
I know, but everybody has an opinion about something that they've been told
Yes.
about a country that they don't live in, and that has their attention in a negative, right?
And that gives them the right to go over and bomb the freedom into them.
Well, wait. Now, I haven't even gotten that far. I'm not even concerned. I haven't even got to the war part yet. What I'm at is I live in this little place, and my neighbors are peaceful, and it's quiet, blah, blah, blah. So if I read a newspaper and in Ohio, there's a governor that allowed a company to dump chemicals and septic waste into a river that people use to drink water out of. Just because I read that, does that make it true? And then B, maybe it's not true. Maybe it happened, but it hadn't happened the way I was told. And I'm just jumping the gun on something. And although there's shit in the water, the people that put it there did it legally, and the newspapers are lying to us to cover up that they're doing it legally. And all we're going to have in the end is just a bunch of people getting sick and crying about it, and there's no recourse.
And see, that's the difference between something being legal and something being right. And Chloe, okay, I got to answer Chloe here.
How's that? Okay, go ahead. I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay, well, okay, Chloe, I know that I get that you didn't necessarily disagree with me, but my thing is an even deeper premise. It's none of our business. We have a mess in our own backyard.
Yes,
so
exactly.
until we get out of our glass house, we have no business throwing stones at anyone else.
And then you're reading all the stuff that the same six corporations that own everything are writing about what they own. So the chances of you being told the truth, complete truth, are, I don't know, you'd be lucky to get half the truth.
Well, that's why it's called his story.
I'm telling you, when I run into Muslims in town, I go into town on the weekend or whatever during the day to get something or what have you, and I've run into Muslims plenty of times, and we nod and pass each other in the street. Never the Jew-Muslim confrontation never happens. Why not? Because maybe those people didn't read the American news that their people hate my people. Maybe nobody told them that yet. They're new here. They just got here. They haven't been told, oh, you got to hate these people because they got big noses.
Yeah, they didn't get the memo yet. Okay, Saddam Hussein killed hundreds of thousands of people. I'm not justifying his actions. What I'm saying is,
none of our business.
How many people over here in the United States are dying? How many people are dying because of government mandates? How many people are dying because the
Forced
government...
inoculations on your children.
Forced inoculations. How many people are dying because... who's calling?
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
My wife's computer going crazy. No.
How many people are dying because the FDA approved shit because they're butt buddies with Big Pharma? So the war that's going on here is just a little bit more insidious than what's going on. At least there you can see the monster. You can see the bugaboo. How many people are being brain damaged because of the fluoride in the water? How many
Yeah.
people are being infected or given diseases because of all the fucking shit they're putting in our air to
Well, what about the
stop
forced gas
global
shortage
warming?
crap too?
The
Is
force,
that real?
the what?
Okay, that Indian thing in North Dakota
Uh
with the
huh.
pipeline,
Uh
right?
huh.
The Indians versus the. Okay, here's my beef with this. For one, they're talking about stolen land from the beginning, right? Somebody stole their land, then they gave them back their land, and now they're building something that in the treaty it was agreed upon way before this whole problem ever started. And the tribal leader refused to discuss it, and at the time, it was could have said, "Well, it's right here in the documents." But no, then the lawyers get a hold of it and go in their left wing little left angle bullshit, and they stir crap up that they get paid whether there's a claim or not.
Oh yeah.
See, they don't give a fuck if their side wins or loses because the lawyers and the judge are all getting a cut. But the people don't know this. The people think, oh, this is a just cause, and blah 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 blah. And Hal even broke it down. The first thing I said to Cirque was, they're not even on the reservation. What's this all about? Then I let it go. She didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. And then the next Sunday, I hear, Monday, I listened to Hal Monday, and he said he missed the word near in the presentation of that information. And I heard it the first time, and then he said it again. I went, oh man, this is just crap. But legally, it doesn't matter if it's crap or not. That's what the law is there for, so that some idiot can raise hell over something that's similar to what you're doing, but not quite, and bend the words just enough to keep things going. And it's a word game. We're all being fucked over. They're going to put their fucking oil pipeline in anyway. All this rhetoric about, oh, temporary stops. And in the meantime, now they're saying that the refineries are closing down. And
Well, yeah, the EPA has been shutting down refineries left and right. They've been doing that for years.
Well, isn't that brilliant? I mean, what can you get fucked any better than that? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well, see, a lot of people in the United States don't understand, and the only reason I understand even part of it is because my ex worked in the oil patch for years. So we produce an awful lot of oil here in the United States, but it is not financially profitable
To sell it here.
to sell it here. Yes, they make more money selling it to Europe.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, and I know I talked about this several months back. It's just like with natural gas. The state of Kansas has one of the largest natural gas fields on the planet discovered so far.
Yeah,
and yet all of that natural gas is being sold outside of the state. Every bit of it is being sold outside the state. And when I asked someone from our natural gas company, I asked him, why aren't we using the gas that's being produced in this state? Oh, well, that's not good gas. That has a low BTU. That has yada yada bullshit. You know, giving me all the technical crap. In other words, let's confuse her with technical terminology, and then she'll be happy and go away. But
bullshit.
Yeah, so they sell the gas that's produced in Kansas. They sell it to Wyoming. They sell it to Colorado. They sell it to Nebraska. They sell it to Oklahoma. And where do we get our natural gas from? The natural gas that's sent through the pipelines and sold to the general public in Kansas?
North Dakota.
From Wyoming.
I was close.
You know, because our gas is crap. The stuff in Wyoming, that's good gas. That's good gas. And I wonder if when you're living in Wyoming, if they're telling people that ask that same question, oh, well, our gas is crap, so we're selling our crappy gas to Kansas. And we're taking their good gas, and they don't know that we're getting the good stuff out of the deal. What the? It's all interstate commerce bullshit. All it is.
Okay, and that's what I was starting out with. All these social conventions that we live with, and even that bartering system that the government pushes down our throats and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to go along with any of this shit. But then again, I'm the only one that I know that will truly not go along with it and live in it. So I kind of stand out like a sore thumb. It's not good for you any. At a certain age, you gotta lay low or
Yeah.
move out of the fucking country where it's safe.
Yeah, see, that's what you did.
Yeah, well, if I was home right now, I mean, come on, that's not the country I know or the home I know. Let's use that word better. I'm still from there, and I still, I have that emotional home thing to a degree, but not about the paperwork and the documents, but about the place I grew up and the things that I saw and did. That that could that's mine. Yeah, and to see other people like you guys are going to have to say Trump or Clinton. Are you?
I
Wow, are you
know.
ready for that? I mean, have you given this any thought? Regardless of who pulls the strings, and the face on the cover of the book does have an influence in how people react to certain things. I
Mm-hmm.
think, and I think that whoever represents America because it's so freaking big and it's got so many tentacles, it's it's still a matter of importance, but in the country where it should matter, it doesn't.
See, and the only reason America is big, and I do not see America as big. And when you look at a map, you see how small it is, land mass wise.
Hmm.
It's
No, it's
really not
not.
that
No,
big.
no, not
But
compared. Yeah, yeah.
I keep going back to that midget in the elevator. And you know what? That's what I see. I see America as this little bitty midget that's got two great big thugs standing behind it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, yeah.
that midget writes checks with his mouth, and the thugs are the ones that cash them. Is pretty much the way it
and,
works.
and well, hey, okay, and it's all bullshit anyhow because we live on plastic and promissory notes. There isn't any money. There hasn't been any money for a long fucking time. I don't. I can't. I can't. I know about fractional reserve banking, so you can't explain to me if the money doesn't come from anywhere and it doesn't exist. Then what are you talking about?
How does it
They're
hold
saying
value? That's where the imagination comes in. It holds
right,
value because
right.
you imagine it does.
So they're saying they're trading $5.3 trillion a day, the five biggest banks on the planet. They're playing this monopoly game with this pretend money. And here we are with our little plastic cards and everywhere we go and you put it in the thing, but there's no money.
No.
Who would take $100 bill at 4 in the morning for a 6 pack of Coke and a bag of chips?
Not too many. Well, out here
Ex-
you still.
Okay, I was using it as an example
Yeah.
because they have their excuses. I seen a link of a Bank of America refusing cash for a mortgage payment, and Cirque explained it to me as this: the reason the bank did not take the cash is different than credits.
Yeah.
And there you go. And if you don't know what that means, there's a Google right in front of you. Figure it out. Thank you, Hell.
I have no idea how much a dragon skin vest costs, but damn, now I want one. In this
Mm.
consumer society, now I must have one. Damn it. Anybody know a dragon I
Yeah.
can slay so I can get me a
Yeah.
vest cheap?
Yeah. Dork Taco knows. Yeah, because the money's printed and then it's sold plus interest, but the interest is never printed. So for 100 years of the Federal Reserve, all the cash money that they've been printing plus interest, how much interest could that be? I don't even know how to calculate a thing like that. And then every loan ever made with an American dollar over 100 years. I mean, how do you account for all this shit? It's a story we're told. Finance is bullshit. We're just being duped like a bunch of idiots.
But we aren't. I don't know that it's necessarily fair to call everybody idiots because
Why?
it's
I'm in it.
is
I'm not
okay.
saying I'm any better.
Is
I'm saying
is
we
someone stupid just because they don't know any different?
I know. I said we're okay. Listen again, sweetheart. We are being duped
Yes.
like a bunch of idiots, as though they look down on us
Well, yes.
and project. They're a bunch of assholes anyway. We'll just tell them what to do, and they'll do it. And then every once in a while, George Soros or whoever puts a riot out to show that. Oh no, there's opposition, people.
Yeah.
Where?
And it's very well
Opposition.
controlled.
And what? They smash some windows in some shitty freaking downtown stores that ain't making a profit. When they start fucking walking into what, like a Saks or something and taking the diamonds in Beverly Hills, then I'll be convinced there's real thieves out there. But I mean, if the best you're gonna do is a TV that you can't use without electricity, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Or stealing clothes that you'll never be able to wear because it's not your size. Yeah. I see that shit
Or
all the time.
wash? Yeah, exactly. So where does this really come from? And everything has cause and effect, right?
Uh-huh.
But we're misdirected about the cause constantly, right? All the fucking time. And if you go back in your history, the wars were all misdirection. Well, if they're misdirecting wars, how hard could it be to misdirect a little riot with 100 people?
Yeah.
I've seen movies. I saw, hey, Mary, you're not going to believe this. I saw Bilbo Baggins outwit Gollum inside the mountain.
Really? I think I saw that movie too. I think that's
There
a
you
song.
go. Right, but what I mean is, we've seen all this shit time after fucking time, war after fucking war, and yet here we are still in the same boat, led by the same fucking crooks that started this shit. 20, 30-year fucking career senators. I mean, what the fuck? And then people will go, well, how come things are so bad? Well, Congress, that's why things are so bad.
Oh, and you know what's funny is
Hmm.
I see all these things, and people will bring up this stuff about 20 and 30-year senators or state representatives or what have you, and then they go, "We must have term limits." And every time I see that, I just have to post on there. You want term limits? Don't legislate it. Next time there's an election, vote for whoever is not the incumbent.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
like that.
Term limit.
Well,
That
uh,
simple. And
yeah,
you would be
there's that.
amazed at how many people go, yeah, what she said. And it's like, it's really quite simple. If you quit thinking you have to have some squiggles and lines on a fucking piece of paper in order to get people to do something, no,
Yeah.
actually, all you have to do is just do something. You don't have to put it down on a piece of paper to get other people. You just do something. Oh, what a novel idea. I know it's a short story.
Well, I don't know. Life is a short story.
Yes, it
But
is.
I think that the pot thing, see, and then it brought Becky to money. You know, money is the problem, folks.
It's not
It's not the
necessarily
solution.
money, it's the belief in money and it's the
Okay,
bullshit
well,
surrounding it.
all right, define Mary, please. Define it's again subjective, but however you define that concept, most 9 out of 10 people are going to tell me I'm wrong. I'm not saying you're disagreeing. I'm saying you go a little further. I was just making a comment. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, however tentacles it's got, that's an individual thing. But for me, the Flash, I think that the way we're raised as human beings is done wrong.
Yes.
And society is behind the failure of society. It's the designated plan is what's going on right now. It's exactly what's been designed, and we as people are doing exactly what we're supposed to do. And then you had a few people along the way find out, oh, hey, this Social Security thing is a bunch of bullshit. Hey, this birth certificate, what the fuck? And on and on and on. And it led to this, and it led to that, and the Admiralty Court, and all these things are exposed, right?
Uh-huh.
But the majority of the people it affects have money. And the reason they have the money they have is because they are involved in that game.
And see, I see all of that stuff is just tools at their disposal.
Right, but they
It's the
won't
mindset
bypass.
behind that.
Yeah, well, okay, mindset behind again, that's a personal thing. But the participation level, you get into a certain amount of debt financially, and if you stop, you're homeless. So what do? Yeah, you do what you do. So you got to survive, and I think our basic survival skills were not honed properly as we were growing up. We were treated badly by our peers and society at large because society was designed to do what it does. And we were lied to about it. We weren't told the truth. We were misdirected and then herded into a pen, and then they did the shit to us.
Yeah, and we liked it.
Right. And yeah.
That's a
And
sad thing.
all right. And here we survived the fucking 70s somehow. For fuck's sake. I don't know how I managed that one or
Uh,
the 80s.
yeah, I'm not
I
sure
don't
how I did
remember
it
a
either.
lot of it. Yeah. I mean, I just had a birthday the other day and shit. So I've survived a long time, right? And I wonder, wow, how did I do that? I ain't got a clue.
Yeah. And
I
Becky,
don't.
yes, it is a mind fuck. That's what's been going on for eons.
Yeah, exactly. So when I go out in public, I put on my bullshit suit and, I behave within the perimeters of what society allows so that I don't create a disturbance and cause problems for anyone. And that simple logic's just worked for almost 18 years or something like that. Since like 1998, I really put it into work where I had a goal. I'm going to do this with my life. Results be what the fuck they going to be. I don't really care about all that. But I tripped over a lot of fun shit and then I ended up where I'm at. So, but still, to go out in public, I don't sailor talk strangers. Like the radio thing. I'm comfortable here. This is RLM. If you don't want to hear it, turn it off. I don't know. We're just talking about our opinions anyway. It's not like I'm saying I know anything. I'm just saying I believe the stuff that I'm saying. Sometimes I change my mind, and I call that evolving. I like that. I'm going to steal that from Keith. I'm going to rip Keith off. What do you think of that?
Oh, there you go. Well,
I'm going to steal his words. You think he'll sue me? Could you imagine that? Hey, getting sued by Keith Richard. Wow. I like that.
oh, there you go.
That's
No,
true.
Sock Puppet, I don't think he was actually advocating for any of that stuff to go on. And I do kind of sort of understand where he was coming from on that. Which, by the way, Flash is co-host on this. This is actually his baby, and I play along. He lets me play.
Hmm.
But I think what he's saying is that he would consider it to be a real issue, that would be, God, I don't know how I want to put this, because it's
Hmm.
sometimes, getting a concept doesn't necessarily mean that you can express it.
Right.
Um,
Exactly. Yeah,
okay,
because
unless
words
there's,
and emotion aren't always the same.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I
see,
agree with that.
and
It
this,
evolves.
I think
Yeah.
what's going on, like right now, in North Carolina, or at least judging by some of the news
Yeah.
that's coming out, is they aren't going after the big targets. They're going after the
Hmm.
little mom and pops, the ones that they can put
Uh,
out of business. The other ones that they will hopefully get in that same mindset as the instigators that got bussed in, so that they will be controllable, is what I think is going on. They never attack the big guys.
so what I was saying earlier, when I
Yeah.
see a Saks Diamonds house get hit, or a Bank of America get hit for $1 million in cash, I'll believe something's happening. But when the biggest banks in the world are stealing $5 trillion a day, your little $1 million doesn't look like a whole lot to me.
And yet, how in the hell can they steal $5 trillion? Is there actually $5 trillion worth of anything on this planet? Just like how
Derivatives.
who the hell?
Exact.
Yeah, I know that whole derivative thing, and
Right,
I
right.
still
And
think
that's
it's
the point. The average Joe doesn't know a derivative from a burrito. Wouldn't know what you were fucking talking about.
yeah.
Wouldn't even care. Could care less. Because that was the brand that they got when they were growing up.
Well, derivative is one of those magic words that only people
Oh,
that
and surf.
understand that occult
Mhm,
kind of language
mhm.
understand what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah,
And
Cirque's got a grip on finance.
well, yeah, Circles does because Circles understands that stuff. She's got the mind
Mhm,
for it. Whereas me,
mhm.
I really don't. I have a roof over my head. I have food in my freezer and in my cupboards. And that was one of those things that the ex used to, and wow, he couldn't believe that I was divorcing him. He goes, "But I make all this money and I never bitched about when you spent money." Okay, number 1, yes you did. And number 2, money don't mean shit. You cannot throw money at a person. Or
No.
at least not at me. The money didn't mean squat to me. I mean, I don't have buku bucks, but I'm a hell of a lot happier now than I was then. And it just, to me, that was just, I am living the opinion that money will not buy happiness. Sure, it will buy you things. It will help you consume in the world, but it won't make you happy. And I know rich people that are not, and I mean I know some rich people that are not happy. And a lot of the problem is because they have so much money that they're so untrustful of anyone that's coming up and being nice to them. Now, they also know me and they know that I could give two shits less about their money. If they're going to
Mm,
treat me like shit, I'll treat
yeah.
them like shit. If they want to talk to me like a decent human being, I'll talk to them like a decent human being. And we have wonderful conversations. But, I don't care how shiny your suit is. I don't care how fat your wallet is. It's what's in your heart and in your soul and the actions. That's what
Mhm.
matters to me.
Yeah. Well, it took me a few years to get there. You know, I was a slow learner.
I get so damn tired of people out there,
Mm.
doing this whole, well, I can do this, and there's an awful, I deal with that almost on a daily basis too, of these people that seem to think with their name, um, you know, that
Oh,
carries so much weight,
so,
and really,
sock
it's a
puppet wants
fucking
our
name.
money.
What?
Sock puppet wants our money that we don't want.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, hon, you just go ahead and you do things with it. I don't have a whole hell of a lot of
Yeah.
expendable because I'm not worried about making buku bunches.
Yeah. Big deal.
So there you go. Oh,
Uh.
and Chloe doesn't date guys that wear shiny suits. It is kind of creepy. It's like an early John Travolta kind of thing. I just can't go there. Or a
Vince is having a
Liberace thing,
breakdown.
and I'm sorry, but Liberace's gate didn't swing that way, so I'm not even gonna bother. Um, okay.
I don't know, but he could play that piano. He had hands like bricks.
Oh, good Lord, yes,
You
he was
see those
talented.
rings and shit? You ever sit down at a piano, this guy's bouncing around like wow. Okay.
Okay, whatever.
It just
Um,
takes a lot of strength to do that shit.
yeah, it
And then the
does.
women got these little delicate looking long fingers. Like, how come the guys always got, sausages and the women always got these skinny little, I don't know. What can you say?
Wow, where'd that? Okay. Now I'm looking at my fingers, and I'm German, Russian, and Indian,
Yeah.
and I don't have
Ah.
I don't have delicate fingers.
All right, let me see. Show me.
I have
Yeah. Okay, right. Okay. Nah. 5 foot tall and you think you got Paul Bunyan size hands. I bet you think that about your feet too. Like a good girl.
No, I have hobbit feet.
Well, yeah, but weren't girls raised to see? It's like the shoe thing. Weren't girls raised to hate their feet or something? So they always cover them up with lots of different shoes, so they don't have to look at the same shoes all the time.
Well, yeah. Okay, and I do kind of sort of have a shoe fetish, but my shoe fetish is different tennis shoes and flip-flops. Because that's pretty much what I live in. Except for in the wintertime, then I have to have boots. But I know lots of people that have to have, like, the heels and all that other fun shit. Oh, I didn't. I know, Sock Puppet. And I know you can make. You could probably do all kinds of
Probably
really
would.
cool things.
Yeah, sure.
But
I mean, it's a tool, Brian. But what I'm saying, what I will always say, is it's made up. It's not real. Has no value. People can turn it down. Okay, people would not turn down gold. Nobody with an education in this world, no matter what language you speak, would turn down gold. But paper, what? What's that? Plastic? Nah, I want something real. And as a world, we live on these little cards. So as long as the electricity is running,
oh yeah,
yeah,
wow.
we'll see. I keep thinking, one day that Queen of England's going to want the bath, and that person they hired to fill the bath is going to be like drunk and fill it full of cold water. But it never happened. I have a dream. Yeah, I figured I'd shoot for the moon, and I want the Queen of England to have a cold water bath. And I'm still waiting. It could happen.
Oh, that's funny.
Someday.
That's funny.
Well,
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, what's funny is there's a fucking Queen of England. Are these people nuts?
England's got lots of queens.
Oh, yeah. Well, so does West Hollywood, but that's another story.
Oh goodness, goodness gracious.
Becky's talking about combing a man's hair. A long-haired man.
A long
Whoops.
man's
I said long-haired man. Backwards.
placement
Whoops.
is very key.
Well,
It's like a
we're,
pat on
we're,
the back and a smack upside the head. Location, location, location.
that's why I call it the Dork Table. Damn, when I
Oh,
fuck up, I
goodness.
do a good job of it. None of this amateurish, I think he insulted me. No, when it's me, it's always, that fucker said blah, blah. Yeah, I probably said that. Now, did I mean it? That's the tricky part,
Yeah,
to
that's
know when I
true.
mean it or not, because I like to play with words. I'm the wordsmith, the guy that takes the word and dinks it around and turns it into something else. Like a lawyer, only I don't charge.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bullshit you get from me is 100% free.
Damn.
Or I'll give you twice.
Yeah. Yay.
Well, I don't know. Because you
Uh,
can dazzle them with bullshit, or you can baffle them with brilliance. And either way, you're still doing the same thing.
yeah.
That's why I'm so down on this education shit.
The public education shit.
Any education that you can't physically prove by yourself. If you need other people to prove your point, you're a sheep to me. So I stay out of certain areas of life that some people require an explanation, like God and gravity and all these things they've named. I go, okay, now I know what to call them. Whatever the fuck it is, that's what you call it. Okay, got it. And then when they try to explain it to me, I stop listening.
Yeah, I've noticed you getting the Bambi in the headlights look occasionally.
Well, if I don't, I'm too old now. Come on, I can't get time back. I can only go forward. So if I'm going to waste my time, I want it to be on something that amuses me. And if it amuses you and I'm not amused, I ain't doing it. I draw the line. right there in the sand, right there. Go ahead and cross it, Mary. I dare you. Cross that line. Okay,
Okay.
cross this line. Okay, cross that line. Okay, cross this damn line. Ah, holy shit. Mm.
I don't know, Grimmy, if that is who that is or not. I haven't gone to check because I'm still not ready to deal with that, David. Just to answer your question, hun. I've had enough. I've had my fill of. I'm of a flasheroonie mindset on that individual still.
Yeah.
So
Well,
had my
sometimes it's
fill.
best for everybody. Yeah. Cause yeah, you can't please them all.
No, you
And,
can't.
right.
And
Okay.
and
I
sometimes
was
you
gonna
just
say.
have to step away and say, okay, you know what?
Mm.
All you're going to do is just keep being argumentative and keep being an ass and keep trying to, push buttons. And I'm sorry, but my buttons are tired of being pushed, so I'm just going to take my buttons and go home.
But Miss Mary, I
What?
say rude and stupid things on occasion.
Yeah.
Well, more than on occasion. I mean, regularly to some people.
Yeah.
Some people, even though they'll listen, they go, wow, this guy's out of his mind. And to somebody that's out of their mind, in my perspective, the way I see life, that's normal. That's the way it's supposed to be. If me and Hans were meant to get along, we wouldn't disagree about everything. So, therefore, there's nowhere to go but up.
Well, sometimes you have to have someone to disagree with in order for
Yeah.
you to either change your mind or solidify your opinion. That's why
Yeah.
there is that. Well, it helps you think. It helps you bring the logic.
Oh, oh,
Oh, come on,
well,
people, play nice. If we can't play
smoking.
nice, take your toys
I
to
don't
another
give a fuck any.
sandbox.
Yeah, whatever. But I don't give a fuck.
Uh,
Why bother? See, it's like it's pointless. It's as pointless as yelling at them, or responding to. Yeah, you're wasting your time. You might as well not even bother. So
okay.
bad for
Well,
you.
in any
You
case,
get 5 points off.
you
Okay.
started off this show with talking about imagination and fear and all that other fun stuff.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
imagine, if you will,
Mm.
a world without money. A world
Without
without
money.
any kind of monetary value or any kind of external value placed on anything.
Right.
What kind of world would
Like
that
how
be? Like
the
I value
kind you
my
live in.
home because it's my home and it's where I feel comfortable, where I feel safe, if you will. I work around here to keep it nice, to keep it to where the roof doesn't leak and all that other fun stuff. If I did not have this home, which I have, you know, it's one of those things where if you didn't have a monetary system, if you didn't have well, this is worth this much, but this is only
Yeah.
worth this much. How worth is so subjective. I mean, that's
Yep.
Ames and
Yeah.
I. Which happy birthday, Ames and Amber, by the way.
Yeah.
They're
Happy birthday, whoever
they're
you
my
are.
they're my adopted daughters, or a couple of my adopted daughters. But in any case,
Oh, to the kids.
yes.
Continue.
That
Oops.
there are things.
Squirrel.
That's right, squirrel. There are things that you cannot replace. You cannot replace people. And my mother and I have discussed this as well. Pictures. Pictures are kind of hard to replace,
Oh yeah.
but you've still got those memories. Even though the pictures are gone, like say you have a fire or
Mhm.
what have you,
Mhm.
you still have those
Yeah.
memories. You just don't have the
Yeah.
tangible evidence of those
Mm.
memories.
Mm.
But to me, people and experiences, my people that I care about, have much more value to me than they do to the next guy. So how do you decide what is valuable? Um, a a picture that I may have of someone that
Mhm.
was doing something, just didn't even know, like a
Mhm.
photobomb kind of thing. Didn't even know they were going to be in the picture, but I find it amusing as hell just looking at that picture and seeing, and I got you doing they may not see any value in that picture at all. And yet I
Right.
can look at it and go, I would not get rid of this for all the money in the world. So to me, it's
Yeah.
not so much, I don't know, I'm roundabouting here, but I think there's a lot more to value than there is money. And money muddies the waters of value. Does that make sense?
Oh, to me it does. Sure.
Because I don't know. I value this little hunk of heaven that most people when they drive by go, oh God, look at all the weeds in the yard and look at this and look at that and it needs a paint job and it needs. But to me, there's no way, no way that, yeah. I mean, it has a value to me that
Oh,
most don't see.
speaking of value, Bo Diddy just got back from his hospital. He had a surgery. And he says he's feeling way better, just not perfect yet. You know. So I just Bo Diddy over at FN.
Oh, well, I'm glad he's doing much better.
Yeah, well,
Awesome,
I'm going
Bo.
to interrupt you, and
No,
it
that's
just caught
fine.
my eye. Yeah,
And see,
because he,
that's stuff that you value, your friends and their well-being. Those are things that hold value.
yeah. Well, I've had a surgery, so I know, and the first couple of days are pretty rough. But if you exercise your way through it, if you can, which
Yeah.
I was lucky I could. Yeah, I did a lot of walking, and it healed quicker. I think because of it. Of course, it was a little rough, but you know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
was I was in my 40s, and I was going to like live a long time, you know what I mean? So I had to take care of shit. And here I am, yeah, 50 fucking 7 and still counting. What do you think of that shit? Hey,
yeah,
I was
whippersnapper.
I was in my continuation school when I was 15. I was voted most likely to reside in San Quentin Penitentiary before I was 18. And look at me now. Huh? Huh? A success story like you never heard. I'm telling you.
Ah, but are you a success because you did not wind up in San Quentin? Therefore, you did not
No,
meet the criteria or the
no,
expectations.
no. But I started on that road and got off that road. So
There you go.
luckily, yeah, here I am all these years later going, fuck, how did I do this?
See, and when you actually think about how you did it, then you just go, shit.
It does. It really doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, before I called you today, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I was out playing on the porch. I got a little project I'm doing on my back on the porch to the front of the house, and just these domestic things with Cirque, and it's the dog. The dog had a paw problem while we were doing the show earlier, and I don't know what the. And then she says, "Grab the dog." So I go to pick her up, and she starts snapping at me, and I yell, "You got any other fucking ideas? I don't want to do this. I'm going back on the radio. I'm just making this worse because I don't do good in any kind of confrontation, even with a dog, even with my own dog. Saw me as a threat because her paw was hurt, and I was trying to help her, which to a dog isn't help; it's confinement.
Yeah.
So the two dogs were out there, you know. It's just such a change from the life that I came from to live like I do now.
Yeah. It is well, and mine, yeah, I understand that. I mean, I didn't make quite as drastic a move as you did, but, you know.
No, that trip to Scotland, boy, that was quite a move, I'm telling you.
See, and the
But
closest I came to Scotland was flying over Scotland, and I asked the stewardess, "Where are we? Good God, how high up are we?" And she said, "Oh, we're flying over Scotland." And I went, "Is it all rocks?"
no,
'Cause
it's a really beautiful place.
well, we
It
were
really, it's
flying up
got a
over
lot
the
of
northern
scenery,
part.
a lot of history, and just the only thing I didn't care for was the people.
Huh.
People, I think the last 30 years, people have just gotten mean. Yeah.
The,
And the way the
Hmm.
world has gone with America bombing the shit out of the Middle East all these years, people have got kind of nasty towards Americans over it.
Well, that I can understand that.
But they hide it behind, they don't come out and dare fucking say, because they're in it up to their eyeballs too. But
Yeah.
they got to blame somebody. So they blame America when it's everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you saw what happened at Kent State, when you stand up in a big enough crowd and say no, they'll shoot to kill. They will open fire on your ass. So you keep your fucking anti-war shit to your fucking self, or play on Facebook or YouTube or something, but no mass gatherings ever again. They won't have it. Because
Well, that's because
America,
they
land
saw
of the
that it was
free, hope of
actually
the brave.
working, and so they had to put that shit down pretty
Ex-
quick.
yeah, that's wow. See, it didn't take me 45 years to figure out the country I was living in was lying to me. It took me 45 years plus to abandon it and quit. Well, almost 45, about 42, whatever it was, to just give up. I had enough. So, but that doesn't mean that I don't want other people to know the truth. And the truth affects me in this country if I should participate in their shit the same way it would at home. It's one trap or another trap, and it's all the same fucking trap. What you call it is just to keep us divided. Socialist, commerce, it's capitalist, it's all done the same fucking way, a plastic card and a printed document. So we're arguing about what? Oh, your way of life. Oh, if you live way over there and you're happy, and I live way over here and I'm happy too, what's all the disagreeing about?
Yeah. Well, it's like okay, that just popped into my head. It's like a meme I
Mm.
saw the other day. There have been 300 or 300 plus different names for God, and yet your
Is the
invisible
one.
friend in the sky is the real one. Alrighty, and that kind of, it's to me, it's along the same lines. There's how many different, just because you call it something different doesn't mean it's different.
All right, and
Just means the
again,
name is.
and it's proven by each person's tie to the exceptional, the God of their choosing, whichever one, and then the groups lie about what the other groups do to the other groups. Because how could you, if you're not in their group, how do you know what they do?
Yeah.
And if you're in their group, why are you talking about what your group does?
And
You
if
know,
you're in their
wow.
group in order to find out just exactly what they do so you can come back and report to your group, how do we know that you're not
You're telling the
expanding on
truth.
things just a wee bit
There you
just to
go.
fit the narrative?
So nobody trusts anybody.
Yeah.
Exactly where we're supposed to be. Could you imagine what the world would be like if your first and foremost thought on the top of your head 24 hours a day was not, what is that prick going to do to me? And that's what life has become.
Yeah.
What is that fucker in that suit and that politician and that banker and all these people that are supposedly so powerful and everybody's afraid of them? You never hear anybody go, hey, boy, I'd like to take my banker out to lunch and buy him a steak. He's really good. No, they're fucking thieves and liars, mortgage brokers and car sales. Anything that you have been groomed to require in your life, there's a group of thieves behind that to make you need it.
Well, imagine, if you will, a world where your first thought when you wake up in the morning is not a lie. Or the first thing you say to someone would not even be conceived of to be or considered a lie. Imagine, if you will, a world where, and this is your little thing, dude.
Mm.
Um, if
Yeah.
you went through a whole day without lying to anyone and no one lied to you,
Yeah.
wow, how different the
Yeah.
world would be. We wouldn't have money.
No, but there's a piece. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just old. I finally I finally required comfort. I saw Chloe was writing about comfort, and I don't think about that much. I like to do things that are difficult. You can't do that. Watch this, and attempt it.
But
Paint a house with a toothbrush.
it's within your comfort zone or the zone that you feel
Right.
feel comfortable attempting it.
That, like everybody else, that I feel I'm responsible for making.
Yeah.
So whatever my contribution is to the thing that I do, my intentions will bring me my results. Not necessarily, you can take a physical action to do something and do it wrong or slip and fall or blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't change what you intended. So starting to, trying, or what do they call it? Yeah, trying to do shit is doing shit. If you do it wrong, you still did something.
Yeah. Okay,
You
sock
just
puppet. My
not
first
it.
thing in the morning is I have to go to the bathroom. Then
Whoa.
let the dogs out. Then coffee. Coffee comes in a close third.
Oh, damn.
Oh, how
Well,
funny.
that buys you a seat at the dork table, the coffee addiction. I agree with that. Close third. It's on the top 10. I think
Yes, it
it's
is.
worthy of it needs some attention. Our addiction to coffee, it could kill us. Oh, we could all die.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
really.
Oh, no. I'm going to die eventually? Yeah. Shit.
Well, they have, don't they have mercury in the in as a what is it called when it keeps something good for a while, for long periods of time? What's that word for it? Oh, I got lost for a word. Help me. Preservatives.
me. Yeah, there you go.
Well, yeah. Okay. So in their list of preservatives, they have a poison that the inoculation is actually makes contact with, so that means the mercury gets into the human being. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm confused by all that. Or what about the one I said, maybe it was last week, but I'm still stuck on this one. If you've inoculated your kid and you send your kid to school, they could get sick from the kids that aren't inoculated.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Is it? No. That's the misdirection backwards crap. The ozone, the this zone.
Yeah.
Anytime they say zone or system, the end result is, boy, don't pull your pants down. You're going to be sorry. They're coming for you. They're just, but they go, hey, want to buy some candy, little girl? Come here.
Yeah.
I mean, not buy. That's the Jews that do that. Want some candy, little girl?
Oh,
You
children.
know what? When I grew up, we didn't have all this stranger danger shit. It was weird Uncle Phil that, follows you to the bathroom. He's the guy to worry about,
Yeah.
not the stranger. What the fuck is a stranger going to do to you? Oh, they're going to grab you and take you away. And most parents until you're 17 would say, God, fuck, you got room for two. I got another one.
And if you look at the statistics, it's still Uncle Phil that does the bulk of.
Right. And all these, social convention. It's been manipulated, and we've been herded into hating each other, divided in little groups. Here's the fag group, and here's the straight group, and here's the group that don't know what gender they are, and here's the group that's brown, and they're kind of white, but not quite white, so we'll give them a group. And they just keep fucking subdividing, split.
Yeah, but if you notice, all those white people are the same damn people that are laying out on beaches trying to get brown. But the people that are brown come by it honestly.
Okay.
They're born that way.
And then I meet a Dane. Okay, pure white skin, Dane. She don't give a shit that I'm not white. Where's her racism at? I mean, I'm physically white, but I'm not Caucasian by any stretch of the imagination. Not total. So all this racism that we're all taught, when you take all the language out of it, it's not real. It's just another illusion so you can be angry and chase ghosts and be a tough guy with your gun and your threats and all that horse shit that we do. And it's all bullshit because when you go out in public, the last thing that you really want to do is have a riot. Well, maybe you do. I don't. Do you? If you do, hey, Vince, you want to have a riot in public? Say yes on there so I can see that riot has a vote. We'll vote on it.
Oh, yeah. Vote harder.
Hey, let's vote and have a dork table fucking full-blown, no holds barred riot.
You're a riot, dude.
We'll have an e-riot. That's what we'll do. What would an e-riot be? Calling each other a bunch of stupid names, or, oh, you don't know anything because of this or that, or you're a fucking idiot because you smoke pot, or whatever your game is. Let's just do it here at the Dork Table.
No, it's people going all cap locks.
Does that really bother you?
No, but I had someone tell me that one time. It was one of the early days of Facebook when I was first figuring that shit out and going, I really don't like this. I really don't like this. Years ago. And I was typing something and I'd accidentally hit the cap locks and I'm, in a zone and just typing away, and then I hit enter and then I see it and it's like, fuck, it's out there now. And then someone came up and said, "Why are you shouting?" And I went, "I'm not shouting. Why am I shouting? How am I shouting? I don't get it, because I'm one of those people that I'm not afraid to ask the stupid question, because, well, I already did the dumb thing, so why not ask the dumb question as well? Get it out of the way." And they explained it to me and I went, "Really? So if I go cap locks, you get butt hurt?"
Right. So, right. But is that not the ultimate in conditioning the herd? To see a symbol and have it emotionally affect you.
Uh-oh, and Vince just went cap locks.
Yay! And we have our first contestant, Vin E. Step up, Vin E, and get slapped around by the dorks. Anyway.
Whatever.
But what a group we are. I'm telling you, man.
I know. Well, now when I go cap locks, I do it on purpose. It's like, come on, bring it.
Mm.
I want to,
right?
Because I'm just snarky enough to like that.
Right, but to be that conditioned, that the size of your type, whoa, please.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't be bothered to waste the energy to take that serious. I just hit the pipe again. It's not worth the worry. What are they going to do? They're going to type at me in big letters. What does that do?
Oh, no.
It makes my eyes see the letters better.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. See, I'm the other way. I go, oh, good. Somebody's typing in big letters. I can read them. Then they go, oh, little letters again. Damn. Oh, big letters. Ooh, little.
Oh, it's so funny, the things that entertain people, isn't it? Yeah.
I know. See, well, yeah, but somebody pees in your Cheerios and they don't see it that way.
Oh, Lord. And we were talking about that. It's not peeing in Cheerios. I'm interrupting. But yesterday at work, because somebody had apparently won the lottery or something, and the guys over at the parts counter were talking about winning the lottery. And I said, "You will know when I win the lottery, because I'm going to pee on the boss's desk." And the boss was standing right behind me. And he said, "Would you really?" And I said, "Well, not while you're there." And he said, "Well, where's the fun in that?" And then he goes, "Well, what if you find out that your lottery ticket wasn't really the winner?" And I said, "Then I'd be in there with a bunch of napkins and going, 'I spilled lemonade on your table.'"
Wow.
But, that's the kind of people I work with. So it's, they're...
Aim for the stars. That's my motto, You can do it right.
Well, yeah. Oh, if I quit, they'll know.
Uh-oh. She said the Q word? Holy shit. Well, I don't know. There's a time and a place, and that's it. Mm-hmm. But you decide where that is.
Yeah.
I got tired of governments telling me what I could do and where I could go and how I could go. So I just did it. I went, fuck it. And the funny part about it is nobody bothered to stop me to ask any questions along the way. And they still don't. They just let me be.
Well, you know, when it comes to stuff that I really need to know or something like that, I will ask questions. But if it's someone else, I just kind of, if they want to share, I'll let them share. And until they want to share, I may ask one or two, but it won't be really in depth or probing questions. But
Mm.
I just, I guess that's one of the because I've had people say, "Well, don't you want to know about?" And it's like, "Well, if you want to share, then go ahead and share. But if you don't feel like sharing, I'm not going to ask you. If it comes up in a conversation, sure, but
Yeah.
and it's not that I
Well,
don't care. It's just that I don't. It's more of a I don't want to intrude or be nosy because I've had nosy people, and it's like, really, is that any of your business? No, it's
okay.
not.
That goes right back to the war thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If all you're told is a story that 50 years they tell, well, we made up the story that we told you 50 years ago, then why would you listen to them today? Once bitten, I mean, what does it take?
Well,
World
sometimes you
War
have to be
One,
bit
World
twice
War Two.
unless you really like it.
Well, right, but you can physically show documents that prove World War One, World War Two, all
Oh
the
yeah.
conflicts since have all been based on money, monetary gain, property, land grabs, and they just blame it on religion or some terrorists that they put in there in the first place.
Yeah, and yet they are
And
documents that someone else wrote. And you know what, Flasharoonie
who
head?
are they?
Yeah, see?
I'm.
Well, we're
Who
out of
are they? I
time.
want to know.
I don't know who they are, but
Oh,
they are somebody else. Not me. It's
okay.
somebody else.
It could be you.
Maybe it is. And maybe I'm.
America bought a bunch of piss tanks. Check up on that shit. Sure, would like to know what state they're in.
Wow. Okay.
And
Oh,
the
well.
chemical, and they even made a chemical uh, synthetic to go along with the tank, so it's
Synthetic
a
pee.
match. Yeah.
Okay. So
Have
is this
fun,
real pee? Is
folks.
this going to be like the Pepsi challenge? Is this real pee or is it fake
No,
pee?
they do it in Palestine with piss trucks. They
Ah.
spray this shit that
Oh.
stinks like urine for days
Oh,
to
yay.
drive the dwellers out. Yeah, and then
Oh.
they level the fucking property.
Oh,
So
lovely.
I read America got a bunch of those trucks and the synthetic pee to match.
Oh,
So I was
yippee.
curious where they're holding it.
I don't know, but I'll bet their legs are crossed. In any case, we are out of time. We're over time. So, y'all have been
Oh,
listening to
shit.
the Dork Table here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3, also the RLMRadio.xyz site, and the RLM Radio tune-in station, RLM Radio internet radio site, and the RLM Spreaker channel. This has been Grammy Mary and Flash Dork, or Flasharoonie Head as I like to call him. Be sure to come
Okay.
back because Kira will be on later on today with the bridge. And Bo Diddy, I'm hoping, is going to be on this evening with some bodacious tunes. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. I am out of here. I have actually got to go and do some real work. And I seriously I do. My former boss needs her computer installed, so I'm going to take her computer over and install it and transfer programs and yay. But it's windy and icky outside, so hey, the hell.